Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Played with Meg and Mike, although Meg is probably not joining us today. We are here with David Cox, who was just voted out, unfortunately, with only one vote against in our last tribal council the other day. Dave, did you go further than you thought you would?
Oh, massively, yeah. Especially since last time I was second out. So
Yeah.
I was pretty pumped actually. I thought with everything going on with between with when we changed tribes and stuff like that, I thought I'd be gone pretty quickly. It seemed like there was a bunch of people gunning for me because of the time difference and me not being able to really fully compete. Although realistically, I didn't actually do that bad, I don't think.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was really surprised to make it to the final 12 or whatever, the big merge at the end. So yeah, I was actually pretty pleased with myself, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, 10th place isn't so bad, right?
Not bad. I'll take that.
Obviously, you did, like you mentioned, you played last time, and I think you had one poor performance, and they were like, "Well, this is going to happen over and over again," so they voted you out. This time, obviously, with the set challenge time is a little bit easier, even though it's still super late for you. When Silas was voted out second this time around, was that kind of a bummer for you to not to get to play the game with Silas?
I mean, yeah, if I'm being honest, like as awesome as Survival Hamilton is, it's a great game. One of the major pulling factors is, getting to spend time with your friends or maybe make new friends and stuff like that. So I was pretty pumped to be able to have that kind of communication, that open line communication with Silas and Dunkel, who are two of my good friends from back in Canada. I mean, I've met lots of the other people, here and there over the years and stuff like that. But I don't think they'd be overly offended to say that we're not particularly close.
Sure.
So when Silas went out right off the bat, I was like, oh man, well, there's 50% of one of the reasons I'm playing the game gone already.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a bit disappointing. Not to mention that he went out in just some really, really unfortunate circumstances. Like he would have been, in terms of the game, I think Silas would have actually been a great person to have around. He knows everybody, pretty much everybody in the game, and he's got those friend connections and stuff. And he's quite a mischievous and devious little person at times. So I think he would have actually been really entertaining to have for a longer period of time. But that's the game, isn't it?
It is. I completely agree as well. For me, just as a friend, but also a producer, it's always a super bummer when somebody who's going to be is going to be a big player throughout the season goes home so early. And did that just kind of reinforce the relationship you had with Brian to basically stick together as long as you could?
Yeah, I mean, I think as with any other people in the game, I think when you've got that sort of like that one or two good friends and stuff, I think it just makes sense to kind of use each other and kind of go along with each other as much as possible. I know that some of the other guys who are like best friends actually use it as more of a competition kind of thing, and they try and screw each other over, which is entertaining in of itself. But like I said, I was using the game to kind of stay in touch with some of these guys, so it wouldn't have made any sense for me to try and screw them over right off the bat and get them voted out or kicked out or whatever. So no, I think me and Brian had a pretty good connection, and over the last couple of weeks I've actually I've spoken to him more in the last couple of weeks than I have in the last couple of years, so it's actually been really nice.
That's awesome to hear. A lot of people are saying that that's the real benefit of just a game like this, is just to reconnect with people or just chat more often than you normally would, right? And then, so when we did the tribe swap, obviously you were very fortunate to end up on the same tribe as Brian again. So I think that just seemed like it was just sticking together and then trying to win as many challenges as you could. Do you remember, how well do you remember the one tribal council where Ruth and Sasha were just being merciless with you?
Yeah, they obviously had an agenda. They were trying to survive themselves, which anybody would in this game, and they were trying to really change people's opinions of me and make me the target, because when we joined into the Ulu tribe, obviously, it was, I can't remember the exact numbers. It was 4 against 3 or something like that. Kind of, we had a pretty good sort of, two sides. So I mean, they had to go after me. As brutally as maybe they did for someone that they don't know, but whatever. That's the game. I don't take it personally. Some of what they said was true.
Right. How did you enjoy the types of challenges they were? Did you feel like they were kind of in your wheelhouse? Was it too hard, too easy? What do you think?
I mean, like I wasn't around long in the last game, so I don't know what kind of challenges is usual in Survivor Hamilton. But some of these were actually really, really good. Like I particularly like the photo ones. When those came up, you just all of a sudden you pop up off the couch or whatever. You're just running around your house trying to find like a strawberry or something like that. Like just really, really like that was the kind of stuff I was kind of hoping for. The math ones were tricky. I guess I'm not a massively math oriented kind of guy. I was better at the logic ones, Amy's standing beside, this person who's 3 people away from that person. Those ones I was a little bit better at, but the math challenges I sucked at.
When you made, when you guys made the merge, you and Brian, and then you still had kind of Paul, who you'd been working with, did you have much of a strategy yourself in terms of what you wanted to do, or was it really just sticking with and letting Brian run that part?
I mean, if I'm honest, Brian is a very, very big reason why I made it as far as I did. I mean, once we made it to the merge, it was, Brian helped out a lot, particularly any of the late night challenges. If the challenge popped up around 10, 11 o'clock, that was fine. I was usually awake for that and was usually one of the quicker people to kind of respond, or at least, get in there and help out. But if it was past midnight for me, I mean, it was pretty much entirely Brian messaging me saying, "This is the answer, quick send it in," sort of thing. So I mean, I obviously owe a lot to him, and he's a great player. I was actually really amazed at how quickly he was able to solve some of those puzzles, while he claims to have been driving or something like that. He's just like, the answer's 18. Like, how did you possibly figure that out so fast? So I think my strategy was just stay as friendly and as close with Brian as possible, and obviously, April and Paul and because when we joined Ulu, the 4 of us, I think, was enough to kind of just keep it going, really.
I know that you weren't at the last tribal council just because it was late, but were you pretty surprised after everything you'd probably talked about Brian with, that you were the one that ended up being voted out?
So I have a bit of a bug infestation at my house at the moment. So I ended up waking up at like 3 a.m. from a bug crawling on my face in bed, which is kind of gross. So when I saw my phone, I checked it and I saw that, everything had happened the way it happened. And I was, only because, in the lead up to it, again, Brian and I were talking and stuff like that. And he was kind of saying like, well, I'm pretty sure this is going to happen. If we vote for this person, then I can't remember the people's names, but so-and-so is going to opt out entirely. So we can't vote for him, but then we're going to try and vote for this person. Then all of a sudden I got like, again, I was probably asleep at this point, but I got like 8 messages from Brian, basically just saying like, oh no, I've got to use it. I've got to use my immunity idol for myself. I don't really know what's going on. I'm not sure what's happening, yada, yada, yada. And then finally just like sorry, I didn't see that coming message, and I was like, oh shoot, what happened? Oh, I've been voted out. Because I think up until that point, I don't think I was, I mean, I could be wrong about this, but I don't think I was really on too many people's radar. I wasn't really much of a threat. I think most people just kind of saw me as Brian's right-hand man, which is part of my strategy. So I was a little surprised to go, but, not massively devastated. I think I managed to last longer than I probably deserved to.
Why do you think that you got that one vote, and who do you think cast it?
I have no idea. Actually, that's the one thing I do want to know is I have no idea who gave me that vote, because I suppose it could have been anybody. I assume probably not Brian, but I really
actually don't think I'm allowed to tell you. No worries. Oh, we woke up the baby. Oh.
Hang on.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
We got so
It
excited.
wasn't you. It was about that time to wake up, I think. Right. Anyways, I'm here, sort of.
Yeah, no worries. I can't tell you who voted for you because you're in the jury, and and maybe they'll tell you, but that could have an impact on who you vote for, and it's still technically a secret.
I still blame you because you threw my name out there. So my guess is that everyone had done all the strategizing, figured out, well, these people are going to vote for these people, and these people are going to vote for Brian, and my vote doesn't really count. So I may as well. Oh, who did Mike mention? Oh, that Dave. I'll just vote for Dave. Whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Well, here's what I'll say.
Minds.
I'll say sorry. That's I basically, for anyone watching, I just revealed in one of the group chats that Dave had voted for Peter 4 times in a row, and typically I wouldn't do that. I just thought it was funny, but that's what Dave's alluding to. But I think, given the fact that some of those votes went to Brian, it was probably just to weaken Brian.
Yeah, no, I was
right?
just kidding.
Yeah, no, fair enough. So aside from, no worries. So this is Owen, and he is probably our first survivor baby in terms of a baby born during the season.
Yeah, right in the middle. Disrupted everything.
And you guys are doing good? Mom's doing good?
Yeah. I mean, as good as you can be with a screaming baby.
That's fair. So I won't keep you too much longer. Outside of Brian, is there anyone who you'd want to win the game or you'd want to see go far?
I mean, obviously, I think the people in my kind of little group, like Paul or April. As a feminist, I wouldn't mind seeing the only girl left in the group go and do well. I think that would be a nice change.
Right. Fair. No, hey, I'll let you deal with that, man. Thanks for doing this. We'll chat more because you're on the jury.
I will say, and I don't know how to put too much of a target on him because he probably already has one. But I mean, I do think Brian probably deserves to win. Just his ability to answer questions and do the challenges and communicate with people and stuff. I think really is pretty fantastic. And I know I don't think it would come as too much of a surprise for most people, but I think people are going to have to work pretty hard to try and change my opinion for who I might vote for towards the end. But that's if he makes it that far. Sorry if I put the target on you, Brian, but I got to, big thanks, and it's been nice chatting with you over the last few weeks, mate, and good luck the rest of the way. Yeah,
thanks, man. You as well. I really appreciate you playing. Good luck with your family, and enjoy the rest of the summer, okay?
Sorry it was cut short, but I really appreciate you letting me involved, man. And I think with the time difference, it was manageable. And I think I did myself a little bit more proud than the first time around. So, cheers.
Agreed, man. Well done, and enjoy the rest of the summer.
Bye. Good luck, everyone. Bye-bye.